Aware Hafiz. Subscribe to my channel, Aware Hafiz. Follow me on Instagram, Hafiz _ good energy, Hafiz _ good energy. All one word. Everything is school today with a special guest. Very knowledgeable man, very smart brother. My good brother Jonas the trainer.
What's good, man? What's
I'm
up?
cooling, I'm cooling. Did me this good solid, man. You did me a good solid, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I would just like how I start everything in school.
Yeah.
How was your day today?
I mean, I'm going good. It's Valentine's Day. Girlfriend's sick a little bit, so you know, I'm just here doing this and then getting back home and you know, trying to enjoy that. But getting ready for the week too. It's Sunday, so usually Sunday nights I try to get ready for the week. All week and stuff like that.
Cram everything in.
Yeah, definitely.
Do the meal prepping.
Yep.
Sunday is very important. People don't understand how important Sundays are.
Yeah.
After that weekend, like when I used to drink, Sundays wasn't really important when I was living a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now when you live the right way,
you
live the right way. Sundays is a very important day.
That day to get your mindset right, and focus. You know what I mean?
To start a new week, because you always start fresh.
Yep, put the schedule. Like for me, it's different. Like I definitely do that, like do the meal plans and stuff like that. But I'm also getting my schedule for the week. You know, to train clients, getting programs together. Because once the
like
week
your itinerary.
Hits, once the week hits, you know, I don't want to be the type who's like trying to rush and, you know, because that's when you start to mess up. That's when I mess up and make mistakes and stuff like that. So that's just the time to get the planning. Yeah, big on planning, man. That's the time for me to get for the week ready clients, business stuff that I have to handle, things like that. So that's pretty much it.
I meant to ask you, how's your book coming along?
Okay, so how I'm doing the book is, so, you know, I was in the training, so after the training, you know, I'm a type of person, like I was telling you earlier, I'm a type of person who likes to be stimulated. And so for me, like, this book journey is really just try to focused around, like, strategic thinking, decision making.
Yeah.
And so pretty much falls under, like, personal development and stuff like that. And getting this book. So it's not that, like, I'm intentionally writing the book as I'm doing the blogs, because what I've noticed a lot of guys in the industries do, like from Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, all these people, what they do is they create these, whether it's talking about it or writing about it in blog or vlog formats, and then once they get to enough,
combine it all together.
And then interviews and stuff like that, because I told you earlier too, with me starting a podcast, doing interviews around personal development on top of writing a blog. So once I get enough content, and then I put it all together and then put so when I say I'm writing a book, I'm writing the blogs, but I'm also creating a book too
at the same time.
You know, because some people come on, and for like the mental shift, you gotta, it really takes a lot of the pressure off. Because if you're thinking of a book, like, damn, I gotta write 10 chapters, 20 chapters, gotta be good. Instead, if I just focus on writing the blog out, and
it'll all come together.
Yeah, and then when it comes to the book, switch around a couple things. Yeah. You know.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah. So when I say I'm writing a book, that's what I'm doing, but I'm doing it all in one. It
all
takes
in one.
a lot of mental and psychological pressure.
Your book is different. I'm actually writing a book too. Like mine is more so a story.
Okay.
And now I'm like stuck or the chapter. I'm not gonna say I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I guess the book isn't over with. Like it's some situations in my life. Yeah.
So is it your story personally?
Yeah, my story personally. Right, so it would be a little different than yours. You know what I mean? Because you're like that's dope. That's
dope. I got a story too. I just right now, I'm not putting the story out. Well, I am gonna talk a little bit about like my origin story. And I'll just even give you a little bit. Like a lot of people don't, like, they see me right now with 2 businesses, personal trainer, well known in the area, in Scranton area.
You're doing your thing.
Yeah, but what they don't realize is, like, you know, I do have an origin story too of why I got here. You know, like a lot of people don't realize, you know, like I spent 9.5 years in and out of prison systems, county jails.
I wanted to talk about that.
Halfway houses.
I wanted to talk about that.
9.5 years, man. I went through that shit, and so like a lot of people don't They just see me now, the businesses,
and that's funny.
The studios. They see me working with certain clients.
It's hard work.
How you doing that?
It's hard work.
Yeah,
people don't believe it though, because so that means that you've changed so much. Like if you tell somebody that, because I've been in the same situation. I'm like, I was upstate prison. Nobody believes me. They laugh.
No.
But that just shows how much growth and how much change that you've made.
You know why too? I think it's the growth, but also. And this is why I'm big into personal development, because I'm sort of like a practical psychologist.
Yes.
Not even from just like when I was running the streets, jail, dealing with sociopaths and psychopaths, but also, as a trainer too.
Yeah.
A lot of like the practical psychological part that I got was from that. So, for me, a lot of people judge based off stereotypes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you and I, we don't have that stereotypical look. Of a drug dealer, a criminal, dreads, dark skin, the stuff that they put.
The
categorized. Even though that fools people, but they don't have. And most people judge based off stereotypes. So if they don't know any better, they're gonna go based off of what they see in the media, what they see, what they hear. So, a lot of that, I know that was part of it too. On top of I had to like grow mentally, myself too, psychologically, and get my shit in order. But
what made you just say, you know what? I can't live like this no more. Enough is enough.
You know what? It was a couple different things. Because it's different. Like the prison systems are different, and this it happened during one of my stints in prison. The longest one I did, this was like during a 5.5 year stretch that I did.
Straight?
Yeah. That was the longest stint that I did. I was actually on a run from a halfway house after coming from upstate in New Jersey. So I came on the run.
You're telling me the story and I'm looking at you like,
yo. I know. I was actually, I've been going upstate since I was I think I was 14, first time. Because Jersey, they got New Jersey prison, just like adult prison for kids, for juveniles. So I went to some place called JRACS, a juvenile reception and assessment center, something like that in Jersey. So that's the place where they assess you to see where you're going to, boot camp, the prison, different stuff like that. And so they ended up sending me to boot camp. Spent like 6.5 months down there. Came home. Got arrested again. Got arrested like 5 or 6 times, catching charges. So finally on the 6th time, I think, this one shit was sweet too, and it was running things concurrent. So they ended up running all my charges concurrent. Just to give me the plea. And so I went upstate in Jersey. I think I did like 15 months, 18 months, something like that. Then I got out through a halfway house. So during that halfway house, I was there for about a week and a half, something like that, before I ended up running. Because I was starting to sneak out, and I ended up getting caught, and then I went on the run. Well, my lawyer always said, don't say run. You went to make moves.
Oh, you went on the land. You went to go make moves.
I went to make moves.
Quick question about that, as far as being on the run. That is like a very traumatizing experience. Because when I was younger, I was on the run for 5 months. I still have like dreams about that. You know what I mean? Like nightmares about it. Like, how was it like traumatizing for you? We gonna get back to the question out.
For me, it wasn't really traumatizing for me. At the time, it was just like, I was in survival mode, so I wasn't really thinking about. Maybe I was traumatized. I don't know. But for me, it's like I was just in survival mode and just trying to figure out as I went along. I was already familiar with down here before I was arrested, so my first thought was, okay, most people in Jersey, they get caught after a month or 2. That's because they stay in the same area. That's what y'all stay in contact with family. So for me, I knew I had to leave. And because I was already familiar with Scranton, Pennsylvania, and the drug scene, so I knew what profits were. So I'm like, okay, well, if I can't work,
it was a no-brainer.
It was a no-brainer. It wasn't like I was in construction or jobs like that where I could work under the table. Or like restaurants. I was used to hustling.
So that was
me
just
coming out here was like, and then I lasted about 2 years
until
before I caught another gun charge while I was out
here. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I'm gonna be honest. I was not ready for all of this. But go ahead, carry on.
No, it's crazy because it's that same reaction that you give me. That's the same reaction I get from everybody. Because most people know the training side of me. They
Yes.
know me as my trainer Jonas.
Yes.
As the kid who went to college and who did accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I didn't finish school, but like that's what everybody knows me as, school, training.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when we talk about ambitions and motivation, people don't understand the origin story that led me to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
The reason I am.
So what changed you? What was, I want to go back to that because that's important.
It was in jail, right? So I mean, this was upstate in Pennsylvania one time. This one I was at SCI Cole Township. That was after going through Greater Ford.
Yeah, Camp Hill.
Camp Hill and all that. I was just sitting there. So normally, like, I've done bids before, 15-month bids, 18-month bids. At that time, you know, and what I normally do is I work out,
Yeah.
play chess. That's the stuff that I normally do.
Yeah.
And I still remember vividly to this day. I was just walking around, and it was this cabinet full of books. I opened it up. It was like hundreds of books, and you know, nobody ever touched the books. It was just there,
Just sitting there.
collecting dust. And then one day I just went in there. I was looking at a couple books, and I found this novel. I don't remember what kind of novel it was, but you know, there's different kinds of novels, like psychological thrillers, crime stuff, romance, all different kinds.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I picked up a crime or a psychological novel, and I read it, and the minute I picked it up, like, I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
It was, I didn't realize it at the time until now, is that while I was there, like, physically I was there, but mentally I was somewhere else. So it was like, for me, that was like my way of getting out of being in prison.
What do they say that, right? Like,
Yeah.
Trap my body, but can't lock my soul.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Again, I didn't realize it at the time. I was just so into the books.
Mm-hmm.
And every day, I was going through books a day. I mean, like, it was books that was 300 pages, 400 pages, up to 800-page books.
Yeah.
And, like, I wouldn't stop until I was done reading. It was nights I would break day just reading it, just to, like, if it was good. And for the most part, they were novels and stuff like that, different stuff that I was interested in. So as I was learning, then I had my mom and sister send me a dictionary, a descriptive kind of dictionary. So, like, as I was reading a lot of stuff, I didn't know a lot of the words.
Yeah.
So as I was reading, I was writing down words and I was studying the words.
Yeah,
and so for me,
dope.
it just started from there. I went through probably 98% of the books that was in there. It was a couple hundred books in there.
You were thirsty for knowledge.
I was just thirsty for that. I was always a curious kid.
Yeah.
You know, I had an insatiable need to learn. I was always curious ever since I was young. But I was never into reading books. I loved learning, so I loved going to school. But I didn't realize how much I loved reading books until I was put in that position to where, you know, it led me to read the books. Because like I said, I was just used to working out and playing chess and stuff like that. But one day I was just passing, I started reading, and I went through all the books.
So that's just who you are as a person. Like, you just have an insatiable need to grow.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for me,
grow.
it was personal development. Now I know the word to it is personal development.
Personal development.
At the time, I just wanted to learn as much as I can. And then that started the process, like, man, like, you know, it's something about books I feel like you can't explain until you actually get into it. You know, once you start that path of learning, after that, it's just like, man, what else don't I know? And as I was saying to you earlier, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. And then over the, you
That's
get it?
deep.
Like,
That's deep.
the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know, because
there's way more to learn.
You know that after you start learning, you realize there's way more to learn.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, shit, man, this is what I've been missing out on. Like, you know, for 25 years, I've been bullshitting, and now it's like, I gotta catch up. Like, and so I'm like a computer just soaking.
We were indoctrinated into that way of living.
Remember that saying in the hood? Were you from Jersey?
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
see, I'm from
Jersey.
Irvington. I was born in Newark. Yeah, same shit. I was born in Newark. But, like, I hustled throughout Irvington and Newark. A little bit in East Orange, but I was mainly, like, Irvington, like Hooterville, 18th Avenue, Columbia section, where the Haitians was at. And so, for me, like, back and forth through Newark, Irvington, you know, in the hood, they always say, like, you know, you want to hide something from a black man.
Put it in a book.
Put it in a book.
Put it in the book. And that's sad, too.
Put it in the book.
That's
and
sad.
even Kevin Hart says something like that, too, because Kevin Hart, I forgot what the exact story, don't quote me on it, like, I don't have it verbatim, but I remember his mom was giving him checks in the Bible, but he never read it. So he come ask his mom for rent money, and she just keeps saying, did you read your Bible?
And it's in there the whole time.
And then one day he read the Bible.
And
he opened
checks.
up the Bible. It's like 6 checks in there. So it's like goes back to that saying, you want to hide something from a black
man, put it in the book.
Put it in the book. And I know that don't apply to all black people, but that's just like...
Yeah, it doesn't, but it from us being indoctrinated, that definitely, but we have to get out of that mind state.
Yeah.
Aware Hafiz, stay tuned. More with my trainer Jonas. There's some stuff I didn't know about. I wasn't ready for it, but this is very, very informative information. Stick with us.